Hi everyone, I'm the Gnome and welcome to my weekly blog on The Walking Dead. We're going to be reviewing each episode as it comes from The Walking Dead Series 3, in fact, Part 2. The game you can see playing in the background is Telltale's Walking Dead game. It's an episodic puzzler mixing quick time events, discussion trees and point-and-click adventure elements. It's a great game, one of the best games of 2012, and currently available for £21 on Steam, which is a bargain. So this episode 9 kicks off straight after episode 8. Merle and Daryl are pitted against each other in the fighting pit. Rick and the gang help them escape, and not before the governor pulls a pretty cool casual kill on a zombie. Just walking by him, pops his head off without even looking. Once the gang are out of Woodbury, we've got some discussion between the group, which turns out Daryl leaving the group as they refuse, and quite rightly, to accept Merle at the prison. Speaking of the prison, Tyrese is getting more dialogue than T-Dog ever got. The residents of Woodbury start revolting until Andrea calms them down with a pretty weak argument. And then at the very end, Rick returns to the prison and starts seeing a ghostly Laurie in her wedding dress. And now that we've done the quick recap of what's happened, we'll start discussing the good points and the bad points, and then a quick summary. So the good parts, Michael Rooker is having the time of his life as Merle. He embodies the character and plays them to perfection. He's selfish, antagonistic, but clearly cares for his brother. His acting is a total level above everyone else in the episode. The screen lights up when he's there. You hate him, but you've got to understand everything he's went through. He still loves his brother, and he'll do anything to hang out with him. So he's so well acted, so everything's well done to Michael Rooker. The governor has another cool kill where he stalks out of his self-enclosed shutaway and shoots a dying man in the head, and then just casually returns back to his office. And the other good part I would say of this episode is that Rick's descent into madness is a nice touch. I think everyone would like Rick to be the noble, perfect leader, but it's much more interesting in watching go a little bit loopy. So we've had him discussing with Laurie on the mysterious telephone. Now he's actually starting to see her in a wedding dress. So that's kind of it's an interesting arc for Rick rather than just being Mr. Perfection all the time. And now on to the poorer parts of the episode. So the would-be residents, after seeing Assault Team attack and kill a number of their guys, start kicking off and wanting to leave, ready to barge out and leave Woodbury on its own. The governor is nowhere to be seen, so it falls to Andrea to try and get them all together. So she gives them a passionate, interesting speech. Well, I think that's what was supposed to happen. What actually happened was she gave them a speech of, "Hey, why not stick together, people?" And they all go, "Alright, fair enough. You've won me over." I know they wanted to give Andrea something to do, to represent her rise in authority, but the speech was ham-fisted and really didn't ring true. It also casts kind of weird light on the authority of the governor, who was not a lot in this episode and seemed to regress. So is it going to be that Andrea takes over Woodbury? Which would be an interesting kind of turnaround if then the two camps ever met again on the battlefield. Daryl's went off with Merle, which just removes two of the main and two more of the more interesting characters from interacting with the rest of the cast. But I'm sure we'll see them again. The more Daryl and Merle interacting with the likes of the governor and Glenn is the better for everyone. So it's a bit of a shame that they are now no longer kind of within the main cast. Another thing I noticed is there a burgeoning love triangle between father, son and Herschel's daughter. Clearly Carl's had his eye on Beth for a long time, but she did give a sneaky kiss to Rick when he returned. That's going to be awkward down the line, and perhaps is a little bit Jeremy Kyle. So overall, the episode had a lot to do. It had to place characters where they needed to be to progress the plot. And after the kind of super fast first 6, 7, 8 episodes, the kind of series did have to slow down a bit and kind of put everyone where they needed to be. So, wasn't exciting as some of the others, but it's a necessary episode, so I can forgive some of its faults. The only problem is it's not one you would show people to get them into series for the first time, and that may suffer being the first one back after a break. If somebody's heard all the good things about The Walking Dead, decide to tune in for the very first time and watch episode 9, then they may be slightly disappointed because not a lot happens in it. And really, you gotta get a feel of things just kind of being moved around, pawns being placed on the chessboard, ready to go forwards. So I'm happy to stick with it. Obviously, I'm going to for the rest of the series, and you should too. The first 8 episodes are pretty mint. This one hopefully means it can now only get better going forwards. So yeah. So let's hope next episode, next Friday on Fox, 10 bells, will be better. And I'll be doing, as usual, after it, a review of what's good, what's bad, what needs to change. So thank you very much everyone for watching. Please like, share, comment, all of that usual stuff. So thank you very much everyone. Cheers.